Hello, this is Rafferty from The Happy Couple, and we are in Germany. In this video, I wanted to explain 5 tips on traveling with your partner. Check it out. The first one I think is important to mention is making sure that you guys do eat. Like, if you think you have enough food, bring a little more. Bring extra food with you on a flight. Just make sure that you have enough to eat, because you just can never underestimate being well fed. Point number 2, be aware of how your partner likes to travel. Like, for some people, they like to show up early. For some people, they like to show up last minute. Holly and I have worked out kind of what each other like to do, and we have found like a nice balance between showing up early to when you actually start boarding, or showing up, right as it's boarding. And so we found kind of a nice balance, things like that, like being aware of where your gate is, how much food a person needs, things that they need to bring with them to stay entertained while they're on a flight, particularly on longer flights, etc. So just keep in mind that there are things that your partner is gonna need in order to have a good travel experience. Make sure you get all those done, because you'll just have a better trip all around. All right, point number 3, do a little preparation ahead of time so that you know your logistics when you actually land, when you get there, where are you going, who's picking you up, transportation, things like that. Just being a little more prepared is always good. I mean, that's good when you're traveling by yourself, but that's also great to do when you're traveling with somebody else. It just makes everybody feel more comfortable. You know who's picking you up, particularly if you're doing international travel. You need to know where you're staying and who's picking you up. It's kind of like weird for a customs guy to ask you where you're staying and you don't really know, or you don't have the exact name of the person. But also keep in mind, even if you're staying with friends, you should have their address before you go, because when you land, sometimes they'll ask for that. Okay, good, what's their address? They want to see that you're a little prepared, which makes sense. Hanali and I travel a lot, so point number 4 has to do with your preparation for packing. So she's like very, very, very organized, and so she has actually a packing list. I pretty much throw everything I own in a suitcase. No, I'm just kidding, sort of. So we actually have now at this point checklists just to make sure that you don't forget anything. Doing that will help you and your partner both have a much better travel experience, because it's one of those things, I had to kind of start getting that in, because I kept traveling and forgetting a toothbrush. For whatever reason, that just happened to be the thing that I forgot like 4 trips in a row. So all of a sudden I turn around and I have like 5 or 6 toothbrushes because I had to keep getting them wherever I was traveling. So just having a packing list ahead of time is a great idea to make sure that you have all those things. Like, again, if you're flying to other countries, maybe you need an adapter for your charger. Just get those things ahead of time. It makes it a much smoother process. All right, point number 5. And we travel so much that this one actually became a bigger deal, is little upgrades make a big difference. So, yes, you can get the row 40,000, Z in the middle seat, between 2 football players, and that's okay. But the other thing is that for little upgrades, it doesn't have to be like first class all the time, but just for spending some money to upgrade to make the travel experience better can make the whole trip better, which is a big deal, because you don't want it to suck and then you actually get there and then now it's like, okay, now the fun can start. So it's like, at least spend a little bit more if you can. If you can't, okay, fine, then we've done that a zillion times. Just get what you can get. But if you do a little preparation on that side, maybe it's worth it. Check it out at the airport, because a lot of times when you're checking in at the airport, you can actually check out what upgrades are available, and sometimes they'll even price those pretty low, and so you can spend an extra 30, 50, 70 bucks. Obviously sometimes it's a lot more, but you could, sometimes it's actually pretty cheap to upgrade, where you can get like on Delta Comfort Plus, or you can just get the better seats on that. And when we've flown on airlines like WestJet, they have their kind of like premium cabin, which is like their equivalent to first class, sort of. It just means they have like this fold down thing in between the 2 seats, so it makes it 2 seats instead of 3. That's not a big upgrade to do, so keep an eye on that, because that can be a good way to actually make the experience a little more comfortable. Sometimes you get a little more leg room, the seats recline a little bit further. We did that flying out here to Germany. I didn't really feel like first class or business class was particularly needed, but it was the Comfort Plus, and that made a big difference for us. So there you go, 5 tips on traveling with your partner. We're gonna shoot more videos here in Germany. We're gonna show you guys around and keep the content flowing. So go ahead and share this video if you think it's cool, it helps. Trust me, for anybody who's traveled a bunch particularly, I think some of these points you can agree with. And let me know, any other tips? Comment below, let us know. Any other tips that helped you on your traveling with a partner or traveling by yourself? And don't forget, share the video, help people out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Happy couple out. Little Rafferty, part of the happy couple. I'm one half. The better half is over there. All right, bye guys.